What's up, everybody? It's your boy Junior Moore, and another episode of
In my mind.
We're here to talk about the Michael movie release. April 24th. Was it the 24th? I think that was the date, but that's besides the point. I saw the movie a day before everyone else pretty much did for the most part. I'm not important, but I know where to find a ticket for a movie if I want to see it. So we're going to talk about this from the jump. Everyone is giving mixed reviews. Me being a movie buff, I actually like the movie. Jafar did his big one. I'm still a conspiracy theorist. I think that was Michael's son from another one. I don't know. Call me a conspiracy theorist. My wife says the same thing about me, but that's besides the point. Main thing, one, he embodied Michael. Like, I know that's his uncle, but bruh act like that was this, like he was moving like that was his daddy. I'm sorry. Like he was moving different. His dance moves were on point. The makeup was on point. Whoever was the hair stylist for this movie, every clip of a photo I've seen of Michael in some of those moves, they had the wig wigging, like the freaking edge was glued precisely how it looked in the original music videos, interviews. Music, the makeup, hairstyling, definitely should be a contender for next year's Oscars. I'm just saying. I'm not sure if they're going to give Jafar an Oscar out the gate, but this movie definitely could put him in consideration. Now, if he does other movies after this, we're going to see. My takeaway role from the whole movie, Coleman Domingo, Joe Jackson. This brother got me thinking about PTSD from my own daddy when he was grabbing those belts. He was whooping everybody. And like, at the end of the day, if you had a father in your life, it's pure love if you know what that looks like. Now, certain things he did was really, really questionable, but he did what he had to do. And at the end of the day, we have a successful music group. We have an icon from it. But Como Domingo did his big one. Whoever his agent is, they keeping this brother booked and busy because every time I go to the movies, he's in a new trailer. It's like if you look at the movies he put out in the past few years, when did he have the time to do these? Like he did Michael, Running Man. He got another like 3 movies coming out when I was in the movie theater watching the trailers. Like this guy, he Mr. Booked and Busy. So honestly, Como Domingo definitely got my vote for an Oscar for supporting actor in the movie Michael. Now, what everyone's talking about, Michael movie versus the American Dream film. If you know the Jackson family, the American Dream film ends at the Victory Tour. And if you saw Michael, that was a part when he says this is going to be the last show that you're going to see with me and my brothers. Then after that, if you know the history, the last time you saw the Jacksons together after the Victory Tour was in like 2001 at the Garden. So that's like maybe 15 years later. Everyone says, like, honestly, the American Dream is still an all-time favorite. Angela Bassett still has one of the most iconic dialogues. Use a lie and use a cheat. And I don't want you, I don't want you. No, ain't no one was like, Nia Long, we love you, but you wasn't giving Auntie Angela. But Nia channeled a different part of Michael we didn't see. One thing my fiance did say that stuck out to me is Michael gave signs of him possibly being a functioning with autism. Possibly. Some of the things he did was like, really? Now, it's never confirmed, but who knows? It could be something, it could be nothing. But a lot of the things you see in how his mannerisms were, he was still a child. In heart and in mind. He tried to play Twister, and his brothers are playing with bitches. Like, but Twister what? Like a lot of these things that we seen, like he had journals that they used to kind of craft a way around the script, his process of making music. It was definitely a story about Mike from a lot of things that we wouldn't, like even the people that's been involved in these films versus the other ones. You had people that was around him every day that never really spoke about much about Mike until this movie. So some of these things we would have never seen, we would have never known. But Mike and his lawyer, those are some cold brothers. To fire your daddy through a fax machine? I was scared to say it to my... If I was Mike, my dad was an asshole. I loved him. Rest in peace. But firing him through a fax, Mike knew... Yeah, could y'all fire him like immediately? Like y'all need to do it. He was still getting in the way bullied as a grown man. But if you look at it later in life, his dad was right by his side when he was going to court. So sometimes a father might not know how to show love in the way that you may need it. But a true father will always have your back. But back to the comparison, the American Dream versus Michael, both great films. One was straight to TV, one was for the movie theater. Jason Weaver is still one of my favorite younger Mikes. This young Mike did his big one. I feel like they didn't give him a lot of screen time, but it did because we already knew a lot of these stories. Now, I wish they dove into more things that we would never know, only the Jacksons would know, but hey, from media outlets, they're saying that there's a part 2. When they were filming this, they said it was 4 hours. Runtime was like 2 hours and 7 minutes. So they have a whole third act that we haven't seen. They're saying due to legal reasons, they couldn't release that part due to the people Michael Jackson had allegations against and contract disputes. If this movie hits the mark I think it's gonna hit, we're gonna get a part two. And I gotta have a you are not alone segment. I gotta have a remember the time segment. I gotta see, we already know the tragic ending of Mike. But we wanna see the prep for This Is It. I wanna see the 2001 Madison Square Garden show with the Jackson brothers together again with Usher and Chris. I want to see Chris Tucker be portrayed in the Michael. I want to see the things as fans we want to see. Come on, Mike. Come on, Universal. We here to see, because honestly, I don't know who's going to be the next biopic that will get this type of energy. We already had Whitney. We had Bohemian Rhapsody. Oh, speaking of Bohemian Rhapsody, those producers know what they're doing, because they pulled out people out of the works that you would not expect to be in this movie. Michael Myers, Shrek. He's always playing a record executive. But shout out to Deion Cole as Don King. Deion Cole, that's Mr. Booked and Busy too. Like whoever Coleman Domingo and Deion's agents are, they're keeping them booked. This guy was just on a comedy tour, and he played Don King on the weekends. Like, it's crazy. But the Michael movie, the American Dream, they are both classics. People have to remember the American Dream movie is straight to TV. Now, the only thing I will say is the Berry Gordy character. Lorenz Tate understood the assignment. He needed more screen time. I needed to see when Jackie didn't want to leave Motown with his brothers. I needed to see that conversation. I wanted to see him, basically the whole transition, like seeing him be more of a father figure to Mike in that young time that everyone knew that Berry Gordy was. There were certain things as a fan I wanted to see, but overall they did what they had to do at the time that they had to do it in. And the camera angles. The angles on the Thriller video, the moonwalk at Motown 25, they knew what they was looking for. Now, you have a reference of how they did it before, but overall, it was still good. It was more because I just saw an article, the woman that was supposed to play Diana Ross, they cut all her scenes due to legal reasons. Now, there's a lot of this movie, like, someone needs to release some stuff by accident, but I feel they said Universal's going to release the third act if this movie does well, and I think it will. It should do well. The way the theaters were packed, the way I saw people that, bro, you wasn't even born when Michael was like, look, I see people born in 2001 showing up for Mike on the social media. I was born in the 90s. I knew glimpses of Mike, but my family played old albums and records, so I was an old soul no matter what. But this Michael movie, they did their big one. Jafar, salute to you. The supporting cast, Nia, Coleman, they understood the assignment. Now they're saying, can Coleman hold a candle to the original Joe Jackson from the American Dream? I feel like Coleman embodied the body language and mannerisms, but in the American Dream, I think his name was Jeffrey. And shout out to my backdrop. I had to do real Billie Jean-ish for this video. Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. That's Mr. Joe Jackson to me. Because I ain't gonna lie, the way that he mastered the manic depression, if you was an American Dream movie fan, you remember that scene when he found that towel in that pool. Michael? Marty? Who let the damn towel? Like, just the way the dude crashed out, you would swear it was a dead body in this pool. That method acting was crazy. He was by himself. It was nothing but a pool and towel, and he stole that scene. That Angela Bassett and his combo, that casting was a masterclass. But at the end of the day, we talk about Michael Jackson. The Michael movie is a must-see. If you were a fan of music, if you were a fan of biopics, it definitely gave you what we knew and some of what we didn't. And it left you with questions about the mindset of Michael. Michael was a grown man, an icon that still had his childish-like ways. If you never had a childhood, sometimes you couldn't. I know a bunch of grown-ass men that are grown-ass men that don't want to accept that they are whole fathers, whole grown men, and they wasn't icons. Now, picture having every person in the world wanting a piece of you at any given time because they see you. And another thing, Michael Jackson's hair team in real life, they are goated because this man, I did not know when he burned his head during that Pepsi commercial that he was wearing a man unit for 30 years. And all the spinning and dancing and it never fell off. I thought it grew back. They said it was such nerve damage, it would never grow back. Do y'all remember the hairstyles Mike had? Now, he had the majority of his hair. He doesn't have the ceiling was missing. And it didn't fall off not once. He didn't have no discrepancies, no something fell off and they had to run and grab it. You never seen none of that. Now, it makes you question, A lot of y'all ladies have these lace fronts and the wigs be lifting. Where's your accountability? Where's your decorum? Because Mike was dancing, swimming, and shifting and all this, and the wig never came. There's never been a Michael Jackson wearing a wig article. There's never been a Michael Jackson loses wig during the middle of a Wimbledon concert. You never see none of these articles. But y'all be outside, wig be tilting and lifting after the first week of an install. Y'all need to live up to Mike's standards and make sure your wig is secured. Until next time, y'all, in my mind. Peace.